a statement that I would like to make today. Just because the world accepts anything, that doesn't mean heaven is going to accept anything. Just because the world accepts anything, it does not mean heaven will accept anything. I want somebody to think about that, and I want somebody to let that just resonate on their mind just a little bit. And somebody may say, well, what do you mean by that? Well, what I'm talking about is that we live in a world where anything goes. And when I say anything goes, anything goes. We live in a world where you can do what you want, go where you want. It doesn't matter. Whether they say sky's the limit, but sometimes sky can be the limit in all the wrong ways. See, I want a lot of us to think about this, and this is just being real. A lot of these man-made rules are going to get us in a real life hell. I want you to think about that now. These man-made rules are going to get a lot of us in a real life hell, and we're going to find out how real it is. Some of us, we need to get with reality and stop being lazy and understand just because you do anything on this earth, you won't be able to do anything in heaven. Because if you continue doing anything that you want to do on this earth, you will not make it to the eternal world of heaven. I want you to think about it. See, the world tells you smoke all the dope you want, drink anything you want. It doesn't matter. See, that's what the world tells you, right? It tells a woman, it's my body, my choice. That's what they say, right? It's your body. You don't have to keep the child. If you don't want the child, get rid of the child. That's what the world says. The world says you don't have to get married. You don't have to get married. You can stay with that person 10, 20, 30, 40 years. It's common law marriage. You don't ever have to marry that person. That's what the world says, right? The world says, you know what? Stay in that same-sex relationship. Stay in it. If you love them, marry them. Do what you want to do. See, that's what the world tells you, right? The world tells you wear what you want. Dress how you want. You can dress half naked. You can sell your body. You can do what you want to do. It's your money. Gamble it all away. You ain't got to do right by your money. You can be lazy all the days of your life. That's what the world tells you, right? You can cuss all you want to. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with you being a cusser. Go in a job, cuss out the boss if they did you wrong. Cuss your kids out. Just cuss. It ain't nothing wrong with the way that you live in your life. Just do what you want to do. That's what this world, that's what this toxic, dysfunctional world will tell us, and that's what it's been showing us. What else does the world tell us? If you're a man, you can be a woman. You a man, it's okay for you to dress like a woman. And if you're a woman, dress like a man. It's okay. And if you're a woman, you can be a man. And if you're a man, you can be a woman. This is what the world is teaching us, as well as the world is teaching our young children. Be whatever you want to be, but not in a great way. But I'm here to tell somebody on today, if you keep living your life that very way, heaven would not be the way. Somebody needs to hear that. Just because you allowed to drink all day, cuss all day, smoke all day, gamble all day on this world, you will not be able to do it in heaven, eternal world. And somebody need to hear that. See, just because the world tell you if you're married, you can cheat on your wife. You can cheat on your wife. Do what you want to do. You know, that's what the world tell us, right? You can have 3, 4, 5 wives. That's what the world tells us to do, right? That's what the world says. See, the world says have how many children you want out of wedlock. You ain't never got to get married. You can have as many kids as you want until the day you die. That's what the world says. But a lot of us better get ready, because you better know what does an almighty God says. And right now, somebody needs to determine, what does God say? We got to stop being lazy right now and figure out, what does God say instead of what did this world say? Because if we keep going the way of the world, we're going to be in a real life hell. And somebody needs to hear that today. If you keep listening to what the world say, but you don't pay attention to what God say, heaven will not be your way. Somebody needs to hear that. So I want to know today, and I want you to ask yourself this question. When you think about the things of the world, do you think you can do those very things in the eternal world? Do you really think that the things that you're doing now, are you somebody who mistreat people? Mean, nasty to people? You selfish? Could that very well be you? Could you be one of those people where the world say the world is yours, get what you want? It's all about you? Do you think you can live that life and die and go to eternity, and you think that that's the way that you're going to be in heaven too? I want you to think about that now. You don't forgive people. The world can tell you that. See, the world tell you if he did something to you, if she did something to you, you ain't got to forgive him. You ain't got to forgive that man. You ain't got to forgive that woman. No, you do not, baby. You do not got to forgive them people. See, that's what the world tells you. But what does God say? So I want somebody to think about it today. I want somebody to think about it. What are you doing today that the world is saying is okay, but to God's standards, God is saying that is not okay? I want you to think about it, because I was one person and I can raise my hand. I was doing everything the world said was okay, but baby, God said it was not okay. And I was headed to the broad way of hell. So I want somebody to think about it today. Just because it's the world way, that don't mean it's going to be heaven way. So somebody needs to think about it, because the things that you're doing today could affect you for eternity. I want you to think about it now. The very things that you're doing today could affect where you're going to go for eternity. And it's only two places that you can go. It's either heaven or hell. No in between. It's either heaven or hell. So I want you to think about it now. Let it marinate on your mind. And I want you to overlook your life. And I want you to overlook anything that's going on in your life. And be truthful with yourself about the things that you honestly know. And you can honestly say you're not living right. Think about the way you dress. Think about the way you talk to people. Think about the places you go. Do you think you're going to be able to do that stuff in heaven? I want you to think about it. You wear those short clothes. You wear those tight clothes. You messing around right now with somebody else's husband or somebody else's wife. I want you to think about it. You always cussing out your kids. I want you to think about it. Every other word out your mouth is a cuss word. I want you to think about it now. You love buying prostitutes. I want you to think about it. You laying in that relationship right now and you don't want to get married. I want you to think about it. Do you think you're going to be able to do that very stuff in heaven? I want you to think about it. You think you're going to walk around heaven all day smoking dope? I want you to think about it now. You love to steal on earth. You think you're going to be walking around stealing in these people's mansions on heaven? Come on now. You ain't going to be selling dope in heaven. You won't be selling your body in heaven. I want you to think about the things that you doing now on this earth. You will not be able to do them in heaven. So just because the world accepts those ways, heaven will not accept those ways. So always remember my closing. Self-examination is the best examination. And Jesus Christ is Lord, and he's all we have. Have a great rest of the day.